Good to see you guys. Appreciate you joining us this morning. Well, we welcome
Thanks
in
so much.
Northeastern head coach Bill Coen and senior guard L.A. Pratt. Entering his 20th season at the helm of the Huskies, Coach Coen has locked 299 wins in Northeastern, including 197 wins in the CAA. He looks to become the first coach in league history to reach the 200 win plateau. Looking to help coach get to those milestones is L.A. Pratt, who returns to the Huskies after posting 11.2 points per game in 31 appearances last year. Coach, I'll start with you. 2 decades with the Huskies. What does that mean to you? You've seen a lot of basketball over that time. What does it mean for the longevity and the success you've had at Northeastern?
Yeah, first of all, it just brings a feeling of gratefulness. I'm just very grateful to be lucky and fortunate to do what I do at a great institution like Northeastern University in a world-class city like Boston. And then to be able to go in each and every day with young men like L.A. Pratt who are just humble and hungry and just high character kids who are willing to be coached, willing to work, want to be great. And it's inspiring to be around, a group of young guys led by L.A. Pratt that have that kind of sentiment.
Griffin, I'll turn it to you.
Hey, Coach, great to see you here today. When you look at your tenure at Northeastern and just your longevity here, take me back to maybe the beginning of your time in the CAA and how it really translates to now and how competitive this league is top to bottom.
Yeah, it's always been an outstanding league. Back in the day, we had the George Masons, the VCUs, the ODUs. We had teams go to the Final Four. It's been a great league since its inception, and this year's collection of universities and basketball programs is no different. I think the fans are in for a great year watching CAA basketball. There's outstanding coaches, outstanding players, exciting venues. So hoping everybody comes out and supports the league. But it's been a great league for a long, long time, and this year I think it's going to be even better.
Coach, going into the makeup of your roster, obviously L.A. Pratt, one of a few returners coming back. You have an established group that knows what your systems are like. Tell us about this team. What can we expect out of them this year?
Well, starting with LA, we have a really seasoned guy who, is a really good leader. He's well respected by his teammates. He leads by example and with his voice and his actions. He goes in each and every day, gives your utmost. And I think we're going to rely on our experienced guard core. We have L.A. Pratt, J.B. Frankel, who had a terrific year for us last year, Will Kamuri, and Mike Loughnane, who's a transfer from Davidson, who's got college experience. So we got four really experienced guards that can set the table for us. And then I think we have up and coming guys, freshmen and sophomore who have tremendous upside that can really kind of as the year goes on and they get seasoning can really explode and give us some stability in our front court.
Awesome. We'll go to Jerry and then we'll go to Jordan.
Hey Bill, good to see you as always.
Great, Jerry.
Obviously there's more turnover now than there was when you started at Northeastern. But with you and Matt, are you guys able to kind of pass along that foundation that you guys have helped build to the new players you brought in? And does that help at all
Yeah, yeah.
smoothing the
Great,
transition?
great question, Jerry. Like I think we try to do that. As you know, my staff is pretty unique. All the guys on my staff are former players of mine here at Northeastern. So they've they've lived in the dorms. They've competed in the CAA. They suffered through my coaching. And they're great resources for our players in our program. And that gives them. I think that gives us a real advantage. In terms of onboarding new guys into our culture, into what Northeastern basketball is all about, and what the expectations are. So, I give a lot of credit to my staff in terms of setting the tone for that, and they work as hard as anybody in terms of player development and recruiting, and I think they're great living examples for the current players in our program.
Thank you.
Jordan.
Hi, Coach. You kind of touched on this a little bit before, but with some of the guys you're bringing back, like Frankel or Cremora, you mentioned Locknane in the portal. Do you expect the 3-point shot to be kind of a bigger part of your offensive game this season? Last season, your 3-point rate was kind of on the lower side. What do you expect out of that
Yeah,
this season?
no, I think you're right, Jordan. Last year we didn't take a lot, because that wasn't really a great strength of ours. But I think this year we have a lot more shooters and guys that have proven it at the college level. So I think, like I said, that guard play is going to really help. And Ed and Mike, I don't know if you know his story, but his dad was a Hall of Famer here at Northeastern, a great player, and a terrific high school coach for years and years. So Mike's coming in with experience from Davidson, and he's gonna only help that because I think that's one of his signatures, his ability to make shots. And so I think you're exactly right. We're gonna need to make some threes to stay competitive.
All right, we'll go to Griffin and then we'll end on Jacob.
LA, we got to get you in the mix here, my guy. How would you compare maybe last offseason, your first in Northeastern, to this offseason, again, having a year under your belt in the program?
Yeah, I would just say more so just kind of like knowing the system a lot more. Obviously, I had been able to have a summer and be developed by the great coaching staff, these assistants, and Coach Coen. So I would just more so say like just being knowing more things this year, I would say.
Then another quick one.
Yeah,
Yeah, for sure. Another quick one for you. I've known Yuri Fritz since his days at Canisius. So, what can you say
yeah.
about Yuri and maybe what he can bring to the table this year?
Yuri's great. Obviously, he's a senior now. He's a leader. We came in together. That's one of my closest friends. He brings energy each and every day. He's really good on the offensive glass and he just a lot of things for us. And I think he'll also have a really great year.
Thank you. Good luck this year, LA.
Thank you.
And Jacob, you'll close us out here.
Hey, Coach, good to see you. Obviously, with the transfers out last season, two major transfers, Rashad King to LSU, Colin Metcalf to Maryland, but you also lost Troutman to George Washington, or George Mason, excuse me, and Harold Woods and Incarnate Word. What does that say about the quality of your program and the development you guys have had to be able to not ship those guys out, but lose them to such quality programs?
Yeah, it's kind of the standard fare of what's happening in college basketball, but we pride ourselves on being a player development program, getting young guys in who have high character and a willingness to be coached, and that group was just that. They had kind of limited opportunities coming in, but we're proud of them rising to that level. And we've had other guys, whether it's Tyson Walker, or, Jameel Telfort, or Javon Hadley, guys that have gone on that have been starters at the high major level, all conference guys at the high major level. And I think, we like to think that we kind of set the table for them in their development, getting them ready for the next step. And there's some pride in that for sure.
Ellie, I'm going to throw one more back to you. Obviously, a few newcomers coming into this group. Is there anybody on the team that you're looking at, with newcomers or returners, that you think are kind of flying under the radar that people should kind of take a look at this year from your perspective?
Truthfully, like really, I feel like there's a lot of guys on our team. We got a really unselfish group. All of them are gym rats. They're always in the gym. So I think we got a bunch of new faces that are going to surprise a lot of people. Obviously, Mike played a lot of minutes at Davidson. He's really good, really, really good player. So we got some young guys who's super good. So I think it's a bunch of guys who will become familiar faces in the CAA this year for sure.
Well, guys, we appreciate you coming in and spending time with us today. Really appreciate your time. The Huskies will open up the campaign at home, welcoming Boston University on November 3rd. Once again, guys, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, everybody.